Welcome to the Retro Gamer Ranting PodCast, the place for the random rantings and ravings of retro gaming, indie gaming, and maybe, just maybe, some newer stuff too. Enjoy!
Hello everyone, how are you doing? This is the Retro Gamer Ranting. I'm doing fine. Welcome to the Retro Gamer Ranting PodCast! It is currently, at the time of me recording this, June 10th, 2015 on a Wednesday. I don't know if I'll be uploading this on this particular day, but that's the day I'm recording it. And I decided to try my hand at podcasting once again. Mostly because I just want to sort of get into the mood of things. I have possibly an upcoming project that I'm preparing for, and it's going to be very podcast-eccentric, possibly. Now, I'm just saying possibly and preparing for because I just getting all the eggs in the basket for something like that, and I figured getting back into some solo podcasting might help. So, a couple of subjects I wanted to touch on today, but first, let's get into what I've been playing lately, shall we? Well, as of late, there was the GOG summer sale, and to be quite honest, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I got more from the GOG.com summer sale this time than I did last year, I think. But yeah, I started off, well, I got the Mortal Kombat trilogy, but that wasn't during the Steam summer sale. It was just when it was on sale when it got put on GOG.com. So that was a little while ago. That doesn't quite count. It's basically the DOS versions of Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. So, got that for nostalgia's sake. Probably didn't need it. Gex, the Gecko. The first one, the platforming one, not the 3D one. Underrated little gem, I think. Haven't played it in a while. I remember owning the demo of it and playing the demo like crazy. I think I'm going to maybe try doing a live stream or a just play of it or a backlogged play of it because it was a pretty... I loved the old Gex games. Like, even when it went into the 3D realm, which by today's standards, if you go back and play the 3D Gexes, which were on the PlayStation 1 and the N64, you'd probably think they were horrible. But yeah, I played a little bit of that. And the game I actually played the most that I got recently is one called Oceanhorn, Monsters of the Uncharted Seas, which I did do a live stream with. I don't know if I'm going to upload it to YouTube because the audio is horrible on it, even though on my OBS, Open Broadcast software, even though I cranked the game volume on that down to nothing, like the music completely overpowers my voice at some points. So I don't really want to upload that to YouTube because it sounds kind of bad, which is kind of a shame because that's like twice I've done recording footage for this game and it didn't quite work out properly. Like the live stream went fine and people could hear me, but like to put it on YouTube, it would come across as very unprofessional because, again, like the game kind of overpowers my voice, even though I turned the game volume down to like 30%, so I don't know what was going on there. Maybe I should do tests first before I actually stream. That would be a good idea. But Oceanhorn, Monster of the Uncharted Sea is actually kind of a Zelda clone. It's very Zelda clone-like, especially the Wind Waker kind. Not necessarily graphically, but just the fact that you hop from island to island in a boat, which you get like right away. And the story's pretty basic. Like your father years ago like left you to fight this giant monster called Oceanhorn. And now all of a sudden it's your destiny to fight Oceanhorn. So you got to roam around the sea to all these split up islands to find out what happened to your father and to find out how to fight Oceanhorn, whatever. And as you go to an island, you do dungeons and stuff. You get new abilities. And you get the bombs that you can use. You get a spell that you can use, and of course there's some random, pretty easy puzzles. But it's kind of fun. I'm kind of fascinated by games that sort of pay homage to classic games. Like, a lot of people say, oh, it's just a clone. They're just copying it. But at the same time, I like seeing other people's spin on a classic. Like, obviously, they're inspired by Zelda. Obviously, like, the guy looks like Link, only with darker hair, you know. He has, you know, his abilities are a little bit different. You know, he still uses the shield and sword and stuff, but he doesn't have a roll. At least not yet. I don't know if I could get an upgrade for that, because I'm still not terribly far in it. I don't think it's an extremely long game either, but at the same time, you know, whatever. But it's fun. I enjoy it. Kind of like with, what was it, 8-Bit Boy or something like that. I did a Video Games Underdog review of that. Check it out on my YouTube channel, pluggity-plug. That was basically a Mario clone. And I did the Video Games Underdog review for it because I wanted to do a review for it. And then I'm just like, you know what, a lot of people are just going to dismiss this as just another clone. You know, I don't, why get this? Well, it's another take on Mario. It's taking, you know, and just like with Oceanhorn, it's another take on, you know, well, if I made Zelda, it would kind of be like this, you know, but it's still influenced by the source material. So, really fun. And like I said, like, I tried recording footage for like an hour to do a review on it, and then I found out that that footage was unusable because it got the sound, and then it got nothing but white screen. And so then I did a live stream with it, and like I said, the audio was kind of messed up. So, but after I tried recording footage for the review, I did play some Raiden 3 Digital Edition, which is really fun. I did record some footage of that, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that footage, if I'm going to do a review or something of it. It's Raiden 3, if you don't know, is an arcade shoot-'em-up. Really fun arcade shoot-'em-up, you know, just the crazy kind of bullet hell kind of stuff at times, especially with the bosses. You can play 1-player or 2-player, and you get like 3 different kinds of power-ups, like a spread shot, a straight-on laser, and then like a guidable laser, kind of like a whipping laser, and then you get some missiles and stuff. So it's pretty standard fare stuff when it comes to arcade shooters. It has 3D graphics, but it's still the top-down kind of thing, you know, the traditional Galaga kind of stuff. So played a little bit of that until I died. But I was able to take out some frustration that way after I was upset that I messed up my footage. But other than that, I played a little bit of Outlaws. Outlaws is a first-person shooter made by Lucas Games, back in the day. And it's Western themed. And the only thing I'd have to say to complain about it is it's got a really cool style. It's got an animated intro, which has a really cool story to it for the most part. It's the whole, you know, I used to keep the law, and then I retired to be a farmer, and oh no, they want my land, and they killed my wife and stole my daughter, and oh, I'm gonna get my revenge. You know, that kind of thing. And it's pretty cool. The only kind of thing I complain about it is like the aiming just feels a little wonky at times. Like sometimes you'll aim at someone, shoot them once, and they'll just go down. And then there'll be other times where you'll just be aiming at someone and shoot them like 7 times, and then all of a sudden, then they go down. It's like, what did I do different that time? So that's the only thing. So that's kind of what I've been playing. I downloaded a bunch of other stuff, but I guess I can go into it. I guess I'll just segue into this the GOG summer sale that just finished up. At least I'm pretty sure it did. It might still have like an encore day. Yeah, as of right now, they're still going for now. So I'm not sure if it's done yet or if it's still going. So as of right now, it looks like it's still going. Still has a couple of deals. Ooh, there's a Prince of Persia pack. Interesting. I've always sort of wanted to get into the Prince of Persia thing, but nope, I've spent enough money. That's just it. Like, I feel bad because I'm like, I've spent all this money, and there's still a Steam sale coming. I don't know. Oh, I hate that when that happens. When you go looking at a sale, and you see games, you're like, I might play them someday in my life. Down the road. It gave a free game the other day. What game was that? Battle Realms, which I think is kind of like a RTS. Which I'm not a big RTS fan, but I'll give it a shot. But yeah, the games I ended up getting for the Steam Summer Sale, like I said already, Gex, Beyond Good and Evil, which I heard is an excellent game. Never played it. so I'm looking forward. Outlaws, which also came with a handful of missions, which I guess is DLC. Oceanhorn, like I talked about. Raiden 3. Crystal Caves, which I think was abandonware. I'm not sure, because I somehow already owned it. But since it was on there, I'm like, I guess I should actually purchase it. Just because I love Crystal Caves. I have such fond memories of this back in the day. Just playing it, the shareware version of it. Realms of Chaos, another classic DOS game. Didn't play it as a kid, but looked fun. On Mechanical, I played the demo of that at one time. Looks like a fun little puzzle game. So, yeah. I got Stalker Clear Sky because I paid over $20. I bought up to $20, and so you get a free game. The other free game that you could get if you spend $10 was a Roller Coaster Tycoon or something, but I already owned it. So, Red Faction, the first one, not the second one, even though both of them were on sale, which I love the original Red Faction. It was the best. I don't know. I loved Red Faction for the fact that it kind of felt like a Half-Life universe. Like it sort of told a story kind of like Half-Life did in that vein. And a lot of people would say it was kind of like a Half-Life clone in that way. But it tells a good story. It was some good fun. I actually own the physical copy of it, but I have not been able to get it to work in years. So I'm just like, screw it. I'll just get on here. Carmageddon 1 and 2, and Carmageddon Max Pack and that, which, I don't know. I just got it because I just recently watched Lazy Game Review do a talk about, like, Carmageddon and how much he loved it. I'm not sure I'm going to like it. Like, the little bit I've played since I've downloaded them, I'm like, Gateways, which is an indie game that's kind of like Portal, only 2D, and I'm not very impressed with it as of yet. I'm going to have to give it a little more time. Overlord, plus Raising Hell, which, again, was a game I played the demo of a lot of. And it's been on my my wish list for a while, so I'm finally just going to get it. Terminal Velocity, which was an awesome DOS game, kind of a first-person shooter flying game. In the vein of Descent. It was kind of a Descent clone in a way. So, yeah. I'm looking forward to playing that again. Blood Rain 2. I owned Blood Rain 1, and so why not own Blood Rain 2? I'm a sucker for redheads. What can you say? But anyway, which is a fun action game if you can get past the TNA, I suppose. And then, of course, the free game they were giving away the other day was Battle Realms. So, plus Winter of the Wolf. So, I don't know, I'll have to get into that a little bit. So, not too bad. Overall, I think I spent about $38 or something like that. And I think I'm at my cutoff point, so. And, I don't know when the Steam sale is going to all of a sudden crop up, but I'm sure it's usually not too long. But who knows? Like, we've been waiting for a while. Like, our Steam sale, I remember almost going into fall before getting a Steam sale one year, so who knows? Like, I really wish they'd give you a general idea. Like, as soon as summer hits, like, you just keep seeing these, game sites just like, Steam Summer Sale coming soon! Is it next week? And it just sort of, like, turns into tabloids. Like, people are waiting for it so bad, you know. But I think I'm actually, oh god, Batman Arkham Knight. I'm looking at Steam right now, and I'm looking at Batman Arkham Knight for $60. And, it's just reminding me of just another thing I wanted to rant about for some odd reason. I don't know why. Jeez. Yeah, pre-purchase Arkham Knight, blah, blah. Yep, pre-purchase Arkham Knight Premium Edition. 10% off at $89.98. Otherwise, it's $100, $99.98. What has happened to you, Batman? Oh my gosh. But everyone, it gets like the tabloids all of a sudden, where everyone's just like, "It's a Steam sale this week. It's a Steam sale this week." And then all of a sudden, someone will just be like, "It's a Steam sale!" You know, it's like, quick, everyone to their computers! Oh, must buy games I will never play. Which this year I'm going to try and restrain myself. Like I said, you know, I bought these games off GOG. That's it. Like, maybe if there's something so good that I just can't pass up. Like if all of a sudden they're just like take Batman Arkham Knight and knock 90% off it, then maybe I might buy something. So, let's talk about Arkham Knight a little bit, since it is going to be coming out here really soon. What's the release date? Yep, on the 23rd of June. I already noticed a ton of people doing Batman videos on YouTube. It's such a trend, like there's a ton of Batman videos right now and a ton of Jurassic Park or dinosaur related videos on YouTube right now. It's the whole idea of everyone gets that, what's trending? What do we have to do a video on? Of course, I, on the other hand, am playing a Zelda ripoff game called Oceanhorn that no one will be searching for if I put it on YouTube. So, yeah, that's how hip I am. Yeah. Pre-order now and get Gotham's future skin pack. That's great. Ooh, Harley Quinn. He looks like such a tramp. So, I've talked about Arkham Knight before, and I think my first podcast, maybe it was my first or my second, I don't remember. I don't really think I said much about it. I think I talked more about Arkham Origins. That's what I did. My first one was about Arkham Origins, how disappointed I was in it. And even though looking back at it, I still like Arkham Origins. I think it's still fine. I think it's good. But the funny thing is I want to be so hype about Arkham Knight. And I was. The first trailer I saw, I even put up a video going, I'm so hype, I'm so hype, I'm so hype. And just more trailers I've seen of it, I just was like, that's what they look like? What was wrong with the art style they had before? Like, seriously, the faces look weird. Like, uncanny valley, is that how you call it? Like, Batman looks off. Like, I don't like how his cowl is, like how his face looks. It just looks kind of off to me, and then you take a look at, like, Two-Face and Penguin and Harley Quinn. Like, Harley Quinn looks semi-normal compared to everyone else, but just the faces for some reason just seem off. Like, looking at a still picture, they're a little better, but when you're seeing them in action in the trailers, like, it doesn't set right with me. Like, it just doesn't look like the other Arkham games, I guess. Like, even Arkham Origins, which changed the style up of some of the characters, it was still done in the vein of how Arkham City was, which I liked the way Batman looked in Arkham City and in Arkham Asylum. Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, I liked that style. I liked that look of the characters. And I thought, well, it's going to be next gen, so maybe they'll update it a little bit. But they tried way too hard to make everyone look like super, uber realistic. It's like, for God's sakes, this isn't Grand Theft Auto, okay? This is a comic book game. So at least try and make it like a comic book in a way. Make it look like a comic book, for crying out loud. But in this case, they're like trying to make it way too realistic looking to me, and it just doesn't set with me. I don't know. I've put that in comment sections before, and other people have been like, whatever. And then the tank part. And I'm going to go on a limb here, and I still don't like the idea of Batman in a tank. And it just sounds like the idea of Batman in a tank is basically a bunch of people sitting around going, okay, he's got his Bat car now, and we've added the ability to use the environment around you to beat the crap out of people. What else do we need? What would be awesome if all of a sudden we turn the Batmobile into a tank? Well, why would Batman need to do that? He'll fight other tanks! But Batman doesn't kill. Oh, it'll be okay. It'll be like remote-controlled tanks. Okay, that'd be cool. Let's do it! Just because it sounds like a good idea doesn't mean it's going to be. Like, for some odd reason, just any time I'd see... And a lot of the early trailers showed off that tank stuff a lot. Like, there'd just be like 80% of the trailer was tank stuff, and then, there's some stuff of Batman beating people up. And I'm just like, I don't care about the tank stuff. Like, they were really trying to sell us on that whole tank thing. And I wasn't buying it. I was like, I'm playing a Batman game. I don't want to be playing, like, Battlefield or I want to be playing Batman. I don't it's cool, I'll be driving in the Batmobile, that's fine, which I have a feeling could turn out to be annoying as well. I hate when all of a sudden the Riddler's going to have, like, riddles for your Batmobile. You're going to drive through checkpoints. Really? Good job, Riddler. You are so not wasted in this game. Who knows? There might be more, but I'm not trying to be hard. Like, I still think this game is going to be awesome. Because it's Rocksteady. It's going to be awesome. Will it be a proper ending to the trilogy? You know, not including Origins, I know, whatever. But the I guess the Arkham story, it has a lot to live up to. Because Arkham City was as, you know, not flawless, but as close to flawless, as close to perfect as you could get for a Batman story in a video game. Yeah, there were some plot holes here and there, but just it worked. Everything just came together and it worked. And yeah, there was no Batmobile, and you know, and Robin didn't have a big role in it and stuff like that, and blah blah blah. So yeah, there's still stuff you can expand on. And I think that's what they should expand it on. And, I like the idea that the Bat family is going to be there. And there's going to be instances where you can fight alongside people like Robin and Tim and Nightwing and stuff like that. And you can, like, do combos together and stuff. That looks really cool. Like, I don't know how it's going to flow. And you can switch back and forth between people as you're fighting, which could be interesting, like, how that'll work, because you can keep your combo. So, like, if you're in the middle of something, you're like, oh god, I'm about to get hit, you can quickly switch to the other person and keep your combo. I don't know if it's going to be, like, a way of cheating, but I know it's all for the whole point of, you know, wouldn't it be cool to have Batman fighting alongside his Bat family, you know? Which I think it is, even though I don't like that whole weird, like, half mask thing that Nightwing has. It's just like, just give him his normal Nightwing thing. Why you gotta make it complicated? But that's the thing about, you know, I noticed this with Injustice Gods Among Us, is when people get a hold of a iconic character from comic books, they like to put their own spin on it. You know, they like to, like, all right, this is how I would draw him. This is how I want him to look like, you know, because they're making their mark, you know, just like they say every artist draws Superman S a little different, you know, stuff like that. You know, that kind of thing. And like in Injustice, they didn't really knock it out of the park when it came to the design of all the superheroes, considering that, let me see, Wonder Woman looked like a linebacker. And I think in this case, like, with the whole Batman Arkham series, like, I think they did a really good job with redesigning characters. I still never quite got why Penguin keeps that stupid glass bottle shard in his eye. That just seems ridiculous and could cause an infection. That seems kind of odd. They definitely made Harley Quinn just look like freaking a goddess, for crying out loud. Just like everyone's like, oh, Harley Quinn, I love you, even though you're crazy. You know. And Batman's look, like in Arkham City, I loved Batman's look. I loved, you know, I even liked, you know, the whole hooded look to Robin and stuff like that. You know, and in this one, I'm not really buying the design as much. You know, I'm not. I don't know why. Like, even Batman's suit, like, his suit's okay, but again, his cowl, his mask, just something's not connecting with me. You know, just the way the other people in the Bat family look, just like I said, with Nightwing and with Robin and Red Hood. It's like, really? I don't know. So there's cool things I'm looking for, like being able to use the environment to your advantage, which is kind of funny because it what comes around goes around, because, you know, Sleeping Dogs is another game that I played a little while back, like sort of borrowed the whole Batman Arkham's fighting mechanic, but added in the whole environments thing, you know, where you can use the environments to your advantage. And now it kind of comes full circle, because in Arkham Knight, they're like, yeah, we can do that too. Like, maybe they were going to do that anyway, considering how long this game has been in development, but it just sort of comes full circle with that kind of stuff. So that's exciting. It's going to be fun to drive the Batmobile. Art style, I'm not sure about, you know, and I'm probably not even going to get this game day one. It's probably going to be one of those things where, let's wait for a Steam sale. Which usually the good thing about the Batman Arkham games is that they do go on sale pretty quickly. You know, even though the Steam Summer Sale will probably be, you know, even, heck, this could go on sale during the Steam Summer Sale, even though it's not out yet. But then, of course, you have like the Fall Sale, which you might go down again. Because I remember when Arkham City first came out, which Arkham City came out later than it did on the PC than it did on the console. But I remember, even though Arkham City was only out for like 2 months or something, or a month or two, like it already had like a 30% discount on it or something during a fall sale or something. I can't remember. It could have been summer, could have been whatever. So, yeah, who knows? The only thing, and here's where my gripe comes, and I talked about this earlier, is the Premium Edition, which is the Season Pass in Arkham Knight, the game. And then there's the $89.98. Otherwise, you pay $39.99. Again, for the season pass, and $59.99 for the game. So $100 for this game. And I know this isn't Rocksteady doing this. I know it. I'm sure WB is going, okay, so we got a popular series, and we know everyone in the world's going to buy it. How do we make more money off this? I know. Let's add a crap ton of DLC and overcharge it. Let's take missions out of the main part of the game and make it so there's something you have to buy DLC. Let's do all these exclusive packs where if you pre-order it from Steam, or pre-order it from GameStop, or pre-order it from Walmart, or pre-order it from Super One, or pre-order it from the frickin' mom and pop store down a block or so. You get something different for everyone. I hate exclusive. I hate it. You only get this exclusive DLC if you own a PS4. You only get this exclusive DLC if you pre-order it here, you know. I hate that. It's like you're punishing the other fans for not owning a PS4 or for not pre-ordering. Because you know what? The problem is with pre-ordering is people have a bad taste in their mouth about it. I certainly do. There's been a lot of times where I've pre-ordered a game and I'm just like, well, that was disappointing. I'm never going to do that again. Pre-ordering is just, I don't know. It's a way of goating you in. I mean, obviously this is going to be a good game. I don't know, story-wise, if it's going to be a muddled mess. Like, will it stand up to Arkham City? Sure. I'm sure it'll stand up to it. Will it surpass Arkham City? I don't know. Again, that depends on how they execute all of this. There's a lot of new mechanics to this, between driving the Batmobile, between driving the Tankmobile, having extra new combos to learn, and doing, fighting alongside your Bat family, whatever. There's a lot to it. The problem is there too much to it? Could this turn out to be one of those things where it's like, well, they wanted it to be so good that they tried too much, and now all of a sudden it's a big muddled mess. It's still playable, but we have some issues here. And then again with the story, like, we're introducing a new bad guy, which can also be problematic at times. I understand you want to leave your mark in the Batman mythos, which the whole Arkham series has left its mark. And everyone's going to remember at the end of Arkham City, spoilers, Joker dies. And that was a touching moment, believe it or not. It was a moment that made you sit back in your chair after beating the game going, holy crap. That just happened. That just happened. And that's going to be hard to beat. And I know they wanted to try and rack it up and be like, okay, now what do we do? We have to do something better than Joker dying. And so we'll create the Arkham Knight. And when I first heard that Arkham Knight was just going to be like an actual character, and it wasn't just the name of the game, I did roll my eyes. I'll admit that. I'm just like, really? Okay. And then I saw the picture of him, I'm just like, okay. And then everyone online starts speculating, who is he? Is he this character? And then Rocksteady keeps going, no, it's a new character. It's no one we've ever seen before. And I'm like, okay. So we don't have a pre-established history to this guy. So, of course, they're going to have to give him this pre-established history within the game. And how do you do that without it just being this is why I'm fighting you, Batman? Like, hopefully there's a flashback you can play or something that'll show why Arkham Knight hates Batman so much. Maybe even get to play as Arkham Knight. Who knows? It could be a thing. There's rumors that Batman supposedly dies in this game for a little bit, or at least they think he's dead. Who knows? There's all sorts of rumors about this game. So it'd be interesting if all of a sudden, like, they killed Batman. Now Arkham Knight's playing Batman. I'm just guessing. He's very military-esque. He has a big military-like backing. So obviously someone else has a lot of money. I don't know. I'm not even going to try guessing because, again, I'm thinking, they say it's going to be a completely new character, fine. The only thing is how do you establish him over all the rest of Batman's rogues gallery? Because you got to think there's a lot of people who have favorites. They're sitting there going, well, why? Scarecrow obviously has a big role in this, but, is Arkham Knight just going to be a side thing? Is he going to be the main antagonist? Is it going to be one of those things where, Hugo Strange was kind of built up to be one of the bigger antagonists in Arkham City, and then you sort of find out that it wasn't really him, and there's a red herring, and the whole time it was, Joker and Ra's al Ghul, or whatever the heck, and really Scarecrow is the main problem throughout all this, because a lot of people would like that. A lot of people don't like the idea of this completely unknown coming into this game and taking the glory away from people like Two-Face, Penguin, Clayface, Scarecrow, Riddler, so on and so forth. I mean, if they wanted to, because Riddler always was taking a back seat throughout all this, they could have actually took Riddler and been like, you know what? He's the main guy. Because Riddler's always bragging how smart he is. Maybe he finally is just like, you know what? This is it. I'm going to just freaking do it. I'm taking out Batman. It wouldn't be the first time in a Bat story Riddler's been like, yep, I was the one. At least in the comics. I mean, that would be kind of a shock, because throughout all the other Arkham games, Riddler's just sort of been the side quest. You can do this if you want to. You can collect these things if you want to. If you brought him to the forefront, and where he's suddenly like, I'm sick of playing games with you, Batman, I'm going to kill you now. I'm going to ruin your entire world. Like, that'd be cool too. But, so we'll see. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't hear a lot of people complain about Arkham Knight. I think a majority of the fans think that the Arkham Knight character is an actually established character in the Batman lore, and Rocksteady's just trying to, like, tell people no so people stop guessing. For the longest time they said, I loved this one. The whole reason why Arkham Knight got pushed back is because everyone guessed who the Arkham Knight was, so they had to change the story. That's my favorite. I love it when the internet just starts pulling at straws like that. They're like, we all figured out it was Jason Todd, so they had to go in and change the story. What was this, WWE all of a sudden, where they get ticked off when the internet figures out something, so they have to change their story on Raw? No, they've been working on this, and they were trying to make it perfect. So, in order to do that, they probably need more time. And you know what? Rocksteady probably earned the fact that if they go to WB and go, we could release it at this point, but we want to work on it some more. So I don't know. I just have this uneasy tension with Batman Arkham Knight. I've been staying away from trailers as of late. I've been like, maybe a little bit. I don't know. But no, I've been trying to stay away from trailers. I've watched a couple of things here and there, like the Nightwing reveal, and I'm like, And then I watched something where it showed the double teaming with Batman and Nightwing and stuff like that, and that was cool. So, we'll see. And I'm not going to be a day one buyer anyway. So I will have time to make up my mind if it's worth my money. And, of course, wait for a sale, So, yeah. So, moving on. That's my thoughts on Arkham Knight. And, I'm excited for it, but cautious at the same time. But, so, moving on. We shall see. I tackled the GOG.com summer sale. I talked a little bit about the Steam sale. And how I'm going to try and stay away from it, since I did spend most of my money on the GOG.com sale. And I guess that's a good question for you guys. I mean, which one would you prefer? Obviously, Steam has more games. But I've been kind of on a GOG kick, because I want to support their whole new Galaxy thing. And, they don't really have the games that, like, Steam does. And I sort of want to support them to help encourage developers to start putting more games on it, especially older ones, you know. So, yeah, that's the whole reason why I kind of went with that. And like I said, with the Steam Summer Sale, I'm going to probably get something, but I'm going to hopefully not do one of those all-nighters where I'm sitting up till 2 in the morning just scrolling through all the stuff that's on sale and buying like a ton of 99-cent stuff where only one of the things I buy is worthwhile. Oh, jeez. But yes, moving on. Hercule Warriors, some Nintendo news, is coming to the Nintendo 3DS. Some promotional work shows some screenshots, and it's not yet known if it's going to be a new 3DS exclusive, which I hope it is not. As of right now, the only exclusive for the new 3DS is Xenoblade Chronicles. I hope it's not, because I like the idea of Hercule Warriors, and I really think Link looks awesome with that blue scarf for some reason. I had a lot of Zelda-like stuff I'm talking about today, since I was talking about that game that was like a Zelda ripoff. I hope it is, because I just own a normal 3DS, and I don't really see a reason to upgrade to the new 3DS, because I don't hardly use my 3DS as it is. Unless if I'm going on vacation or something. There isn't really much reason for me to play it that much anymore. So that's kind of exciting. I might actually get that if it comes out, because I just sort of... I kind of like the concept of a mix between, Destiny Warriors and Zelda. I like it when Nintendo tries mixing genres, like... Alright, let's get the people who make Destiny Warriors and tell them to make a Zelda game. And it's like, okay. I mean, if Nintendo came to you and said, alright, we want you to make a Zelda game. Do it however you want. You know, I mean, look at the Metroid Prime series. You know, look at how that turned out. They took a real chance taking Metroid Prime and turning it from a platformer to a first-person shooter adventure game, which, yeah, there was platforming, but it was mostly just turned into a first-person shooter. And, you know, I kind of like it when they step out of their box. Same thing with Splatoon right now, which is how you do DLC right, by the way, since we were talking about how crappy DLC is lately and how these stupid season passes seem to overtake everything. But Splatoon, I wish I owned a Wii U. It looks awesome. But if you don't, you know, I've been watching Splatoon, and it's like, no one has anything bad to say about it. And then when I heard about how their whole DLC program is like, oh, we're going to periodically release some new stuff for free. I guess. Maybe they might release some stuff for money, but periodically release some stuff for free, and we're going to keep doing this as long as you support the game. Down the line. Release new guns, new modes, whatever. And it looks like fun. It's like it's a kiddie game. You know, it's basically paintball, and instead of shooting your paintball gun at the other person, you're supposed to get the most land property or whatever. If you don't know what Splatoon is yet, then for crying out loud, just look up a YouTube video. It instantly looks fun to you. And I wish I owned a Wii U just for this. Like, I think even my son would just absolutely love it. And we just play the crap out of it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some convincing for Christmas. And if we do, if we get a Wii U for Christmas or something, I'm definitely going to add Splatoon to it, because it just looks like so much fun. It's like a cute game, and it's not really violent. It's just, we're shooting people with paint and paint rollers and stuff like that, and it just has a cute art style, like your squids, for crying out. It's just complete nonsense. It's a new IP. It looks awesome. It just looks fun. And the funny thing is, and this is it, like, this is Nintendo sort of jumping into, like, the shooter market, the online shooter market. And yeah, there's single player to it, I guess. So, but for the most part, people are playing it for the online, from what I see. And again, there's not many modes to it right now in maps, but apparently they're going to be releasing more maps, more modes down the line, which is awesome. And again, for free. You know why? Because it's the whole concept, kind of like what Team Fortress 2 used to do and Killing Floor used to do. We'll keep releasing content. As long as you guys keep supporting it, we'll keep releasing content. Maybe some of it you might have to pay money for, but, you know, we'll release some free stuff too. We'll keep dangling that carrot. And then when you get to the carrot, guess what? We'll give it to you. You know? Because that was sort of the Team Fortress 2. They kept, Team Fortress 2 has kind of died down as of late. I don't know if they've had a major update in a while. Of course, I've canceled my updates for Team Fortress 2 because it just was ridiculous. But, they would keep updating. They'd keep adding more stuff because it had such a big community. Killing Floor, the same thing. Now, Killing Floor 2's out, and I'm sure they're going to do the same thing. Yeah, they'd have cash money stuff, but, around Halloween and Christmas, they would release a specific Halloween map or Christmas map for free, and, that you'd be able to get some skins and guns if you wanted to pay money, but they'd give you a free thing. And so it's one of those things where if you keep your fans happy, they might actually be Activision, they might actually be EA, Warner Brothers, are you listening? They might actually be more inclined to pay money for the few things that you might want cash for. And a lot of it could just be something as simple as skins or weapon textures, something that doesn't really affect the game that much. But if, and that's one of the things I hear from fans all the time. If I enjoy a game enough, and it does have a cash shop, and it's a fair, game where it's not trying to force me into buying DLC or force me into, like a free-to-play game where it's forcing me to, buy my levels in order to be good, I'll put money into it. I will. I put money into games before that I didn't have to put money into because I enjoyed it, because I liked it. I thought they did a good job, and I wanted to support it. So, and games like Team Fortress 2 is free, and I think the original Killing Floor new was $30. I don't know. Killing Floor 2 is $30 right now, I'm pretty sure. 30 or $40. So it's not even full price. So even if you did put more cash into it, it's like, well, a full price game's $60, so I might as well throw on another 30 or something, And I like that Nintendo is sort of embracing that. Going back to Hercule Warriors on the Wii U, apparently there was some free DLC for that came out. I don't know if it's still going on, but I remember people talking, going, hey, there's some free stuff here, and maybe there's a couple of things they might have for cash. I know the Mario Kart game for the Wii U, that you had to pay cash for some stuff, but, they figured they could get away with that with Mario Kart. But I like the idea of, hey, we're going to continue to support this. As long as you guys are behind it, we'll give you some free stuff. We'll keep that going. And another thing is this keeps people from trading in their game, if they have a physical copy, of course. I think you can still, I don't know if you can download it off the Wii U shop or whatever. But, if you buy a copy of your game, you play it for a month, and we're to that generation where we don't really want to keep. There's a generation of gamers that are just like, okay, I beat it. Let's go to the store and trade it in for another one. There's not that nostalgic value yet in some of these kids. They're just like, okay, I played Splatoon. I leveled up enough. I unlocked all the guns. Oh wait, there's a new map. Oh, there's new guns. I'm gonna play some more. And it keeps you hooked, and it keeps you from trading it in, and it makes you stay with the game. Amazing concept, isn't it? Amazing. So, Splatoon looks like fun. I have no personal experience with it, so I can't recommend it either way. All I know is everyone I talk to absolutely adores the game. And everyone I watched on live streams and reviews and stuff, it looks like fun. I seen a meme yesterday, believe it or not, and it wasn't, I guess it's a meme. It was a picture. I don't know what's considered a meme. Jeez almighty, I feel old, but whatever it is. It showed a picture of the Splatoon box, and then it showed a picture of the new Call of Duty game that's coming out. And above the Splatoon box, it goes, made for 7-year-olds. And above the picture of the Call of Duty box, made for adults. And then underneath, it showed, underneath the Splatoon box, played by adults. And then underneath the Call of Duty box, played by 7-year-olds. And I'm like, that's so true. That's just the funny thing about Nintendo, is just like, you're a grown man, and all of a sudden you're just like, I want to play Splatoon, I want to play Zelda, I want to play Mario, you want to play, like, this is a game where, a 35, 40, 29-year-old man or woman, who's arguably growing up and mature, like, a new Kirby game will come out. And they'll be like, I gotta go play that! Woo! They'll just get all excited about it. And then a new Call of Duty game will come out, and, like, the older people will be like, whatever, looks stupid. I'm gonna go play Hercule Warriors now. And then, like, all the 7-year-olds and teenagers are just like, yeah, new Call of Duty! Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, my God. What can you do? What can you do? And so, yeah. So, that's about it. Oh, besides the Humble Bundle, since we're on Nintendo did a Humble Bundle, which is awesome. Which means you can pay what you want, and you get a certain amount of games. If you beat the average, you get more games. If you go even more than that, you get more games. It was for the Wii U and the 3DS. I didn't partake in it, but I don't even know if it's still going on right now. Let me take a look while I'm here. But yeah, I'm just like, wow, Nintendo is just hitting on all cylinders all of a sudden. Like, there's this little love-hate relationship, but then there's sometimes you're just like, Nintendo, you're finally getting it. You're finally getting it, you know? It's amazing. But yeah, it's over with now. I think it was last week, because now they have the weekly bundle as a strategy thing, and the Humble Bundle is, I think, some indie classics and stuff. Most of them which I own. World of Goo, Dust Force DX, Braid. No, I don't own Braid. Or do I? No, I don't. Risk of Rain. Own that one, whatever. So yeah, but the other week they actually did a Humble Bundle, which is amazing. And for those of you who don't do Humble Bundle, it's worth checking out, because like I said, there's the whole beat the average thing. Yeah, here we go. The average on this one, right up top. So there's like 3 games right now on the Indie Bundle, the Humble Bundle, which is World of Goo, Super Meat Boy, and Dust Force DX, which you can literally just, if you wanted to be that person, you could pay $1 for and get all of those. And then it asks you where you want to split it up amongst, you know, you want to give half, 10% to Humble Bundle, 10% to the developers, and then the rest to the charity that it's for. Because sometimes they're always supporting different charities and stuff, and that's why it's really good. Child's Play charity and so on and so forth. And then if you wanted, they always take the average of what people are playing, paying, which in this case it's let me see, $4.84, and if you do that, you can get Dungeon Defenders, Limbo, and Braid. And then along with that, you can also get the soundtracks to Dungeon Defenders, Limbo, and Braid, and the such. And also, like before that, like if you played less than that, you'd get the soundtrack to World of Goo and I think Dust Force, you know. And if you pay over that, like if you pay an average little over $5.84, plus $1, and that's what's interesting is you got to pay above that. So obviously that's going to like kind of push the average up a bit, but yeah. So if you pay like $5 and $6.84 or whatever, you can get Risk of Rain and Antichamber plus their soundtracks. So pretty cool. Oh man, well, the soundtrack to Antichamber, I don't know what the other one's for. So, and Nintendo actually did that. Nintendo! Someone who is really, I've looked on their stores before, they don't really do sales. They do a few, but for the most part, their prices kind of stay the same. At least when I look on the 3DS at their store, the prices for most of their games are, pretty much stay the same. You might get a 10% off or 20% off every now and then. They'll have a special, but they don't budge that much. And I don't know on the Wii U if it's the same thing, but on the 3DS, their store, they don't budge that much with their prices. So the fact that they did something where literally someone could possibly pay $1 for 3 of their games, and there were a lot of good ones. Again, I wish I would have written down which ones they were. All indie, I think. But yeah, but there were a bunch of good ones there. And all worth playing. And yeah, and if you beat the average, you get more. If you pay more, you get more. It's a great thing. And I hope it's successful enough that that they do it again. Because bravo to Nintendo for that. Again, I should have actually paid attention to what the games were. I probably should have looked it up, but I don't know. But as of right now, it's done with. You missed it. Sorry. Sorry, but it's cool that they did it. And I hopefully encourage that they do it some more. I really do. I really, really, really do. But yeah, so you know what? That's about all I'm going to touch on. I guess the only other thing is Grand Theft Auto 5 updated today. That's what was starting to update when I opened Steam before I started doing that. So yay, good for you, Grand Theft Auto. I did pay full price for that. And, I haven't played much of it. Tried playing a little online. You know, I had to knock down the graphics because I don't have a really next-gen card in my system, you know. But, oh well. I'll get back to it someday, or I'll just uninstall it to make room for other stuff. Another instance where I'm like, I should have waited. But then one of those late-night moments where I'm just like, oh, Grand Theft Auto 5, this one's going to be better than Grand Theft Auto 4, because I hated Grand Theft Auto 4, but this one looked like it would be so much better. So I just got to sit down and actually play through the story a little bit more. So I don't know. Maybe I'll enjoy it then. But, you know, good. It got an update for online and bug fixes and new content. Good for you, Grand Theft Auto. Keep doing that. Keep adding stuff with things. Maybe I'll get back to you someday. Instead, you know what I've been playing instead? And I missed this with what I was playing. Another open world game is Lego Marvel Superheroes. Mostly my son, my 5-year-old son, has been playing it. And so I kind of end up playing it along with it, which is a super fun little, you know, it's a cute game. You get to play as superheroes and collect studs and stuff like that. That's what I've been playing, and that's what I've been enjoying more than Grand Theft Auto for some reason. All the times have changed. I guess it's because my son enjoys it. You know, like with Grand Theft Auto 5, I can't really play that during the day with my son's home or, you know, around, because all of a sudden he comes in and then he hears someone drop an F-bomb, you know, or say the N-word. And it's like, great, now I have to explain to his mom why he's dropping the F-bomb and the N-word. Because he heard it on Daddy's game. So it's one of those games that's like, I can only play it late at night, and most of the time I'm just like, I want to play something else late at night. So when I do feel like playing it, it's never a good time. So whatever. Grand Theft Auto, everyone. Yay, good for you. You made billions of dollars and probably the highest grossing video game ever. So, hats off to you. What? So, you know what? There we go. I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover. I was going to go on another DLC rant, but I've done so many of those in the past, and just how much I hate DLC. I think I touched base enough with it, with Nintendo, and how happy I am with free DLC and stuff like that. But, yeah, so I think I touched on it. And so, just waiting for that Steam Summer Sale. Hopefully it won't rope me in again. We'll see what happens. It's so tempting sometimes. I'm going to have to just start deleting things to make room on my hard drive. It's getting down there. But the GOG.com Summer Sale was fun, and I enjoyed it. And like I said, still going at this moment at least. So there's probably some other things I'd want, but I'm at the cutoff point. I need help. I need video game buying digital stuff anonymous. Considering, like, recently I dropped, like, freaking $50 on a bunch of games from a rummage sale and the yard sales, plus an Atari 2600 and then Dreamcast games and Zelda games. It's a very Zelda-esque month, the last month or so. I've been getting like Zelda-like games, Zelda games for the DS, and then I was just talking about Herculoris. And I'm not even a huge Zelda fan. I've never beaten a Zelda game. I know, it's sad. I've come close, but I never have. Can you believe that? So, I don't know. It kind of turned into a Zelda podcast in a little way. Mostly Batman, though. So, yeah, so I've dropped a lot of loot lately, so I need to stop. I just need to cut myself off and be like, that's it. You done, boy? You done? You got stuff? Play with that, for God's sakes. I have a lot of backlog videos to do, probably. I don't know. I still got to set up that Atari 2600. It still smells like smoke. Oh, the only problem with buying something used from some stranger's house at a yard sale is you never know what happened in that house. In this case, they must have smoked like a smokestack. But anyway, there you go. Podcast number, la-di-dee-doo. I can't remember which one, but this is June 10th, 2015, and I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Retro Gamer Podcast. If you did, please don't forget to share this with your friends. If you're listening to this on YouTube, rate, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. And if you did download this from wherever that I have the download link, then thank you very much. And please also remember to leave comments for me. Give me feedback, because that really helps and puts a smile on my face, because it lets me know I'm doing my job, which is hopefully entertaining you. Thanks a lot, everyone. Until next time, game fans, keep playing, and thanks for listening. Bye-bye.